weekend on this 19th day of November 2022. This is TV 47. My name is Stanley Nyeringita, and before the break I'd asked you, we do have talents in the country, do have talents and quite strong talents in the country, but are they really appreciated and are they really recognized? Today we are joined by Jamhuri Kenya Awards and with Agnes Nyokabi and Bernard Simantu, and they'll be introducing themselves a little bit later on and telling us who is Jamhuri Kenya Awards. You can always chime in the conversation via our social media handles below your screens right now at TV47KE, that is on Facebook and Twitter. All those particular questions that you're having, throw them in. I believe can start with you, Agnes. Introduce yourself, fully tell us who you are, and you're really looking amazing right now.
Thank you.
We're definitely going to having your people to see you right now, but meanwhile, who is Agnes?
Agnes is, thank you so much for this opportunity.
You're welcome.
My name is Agnes Nyokabi. I'm the current Miss Cultural Queen Africa Kenya. I'm like the representative ambassador of Kenya.
Mm-hmm.
So basically that's the over at me.
Okay.
But offside the modeling world, the client service representative. Yeah, I represent client service representative. Yes.
That's, I'm curious how that goes on. But then anyway, introduce yourself fully. Tuendelee na hii kizungu yenye tunaendelea nayo ama sasa tukie kwa lugha mta.
Yote iko sawa.
Yote iko sawa. Haya. So cause pale hivyo nje kuna matalanta nyingi sana. Talanta nyingi sana, but Jamhuri Kenya Awards really aims to tap into this talents and actually nurture them and showcase them and tell people, guys, by the way, there is such a talent. When did Kenya? Right, I'm being told that let's take a short break and hold that particular thought. Let's take a short break, then we'll be right back with that.
You are watching TV 47, the home of untold stories.
Wanapoingia katika majengo haya kutunga sheria, tupo nao kukuletea safari zao kabla na baada ya kuingia humu. Milima na mabonde tutavuka, wakubwa kwa wadogo tutakuletea, ili mradi kuhakikisha kwamba unafahamu maisha yao.
Tukapata ajali hapa Roslyn Drive upande wa Gigiri, kwa watu wale walikuwa ndani, manusura walipelekwa hospitalini, lakini mimi niliwachwa pale chini nikiwa nimeambiwa nimefariki.
One of my hobbies is reading empowering books. I read empowering books na familia. Sina social circles ya friends ati tumeenda out, kwangu ni ngumu. My social circles ni vitabu.
Katika kipindi Mfahamu kila siku ya Alhamisi kuanzia saa 1:30 kuendelea, na mi Elizabeth Mutuku.
TV 47, the home of untold stories.
Well, thank you for staying with us. This is TV 47 Weekend, and I was getting now to you, Bernard. Introduce yourself. Who is basically, what does Jamhuri Kenya Awards do and all that?
Okay, naitwa Bernard Simantu. Yeah, I'm the founder and the CEO of Jamhuri Kenya Awards, Mr. and Miss Jamhuri Kenya and Miss Independent Kenya. Okay, so Jamhuri Kenya Awards, it's a project from Mr. and Miss Jamhuri Kenya Queens, King and Queens, ambao walifanya the last edition ambayo inafanyikanga each and every 12th December. So initiative yao wakasema kwamba they want to give platform young talented artists or generating art. So that's why we came up with an idea ya kuanzisha Jamhuri Kenya Awards ambayo tutakuwa tuna recognize na appreciate.
When was that?
We have been doing Mr. and Miss Jamhuri Kenya for 3 years.
Okay.
But Jamhuri Kenya Awards, we are doing it for the first year. First time.
How is it though? Because nurturing a whole baby and actually ensuring that for the first, people always remember the first time.
Yeah.
You'll always remember, my first girlfriend or my first whatever. But the first time always has that impact.
Yeah.
How is it though?
Okay, so if I can say the progress is okay, kwa sababu we started nomination like a month ago na across the country, kwa sababu tuko na 54 categories. And then we have over 400 nominees across the country. So we can say like tumeleta new faces kwa sababu hatuna wale artists ambao watu wamezoea ama models wale watu wamezoea, producers wale watu wamezoea. We have new faces in the industry. So I think for the first time we are bringing ama tunaleta ama kuwapea platform watu wageni kwenye industry.
Yeah. I'll be getting into what Jamhuri does, the whole CBOs and helping the communities. But then before that, Agnes,
yes.
when you were a little kid, I remember back then as kids girls would walk around and pretend they're models and all that. Were you one of them?
I think I was a more conservative nature, but at some time in high school, I actually helped a model in high school, the high school thing. So I helped her win the crown. Yes, I was like the back of, like the backstage of everything.
How does it feel now to be there? What goes on in your mind when you're there walking slowly and all that? I'm definitely sure you trained for this, and actually the viewers are saying right now you actually look beautiful in the whole tiara and everything right now. What goes in your mind when you're catwalking and all that, and there's so many people in front of you?
Okay, in fact, it's an honor, and I cease to be Agnes Nyokabi anymore. I become the brand of, now the current brand is Miss Cultural Queen Africa. So this is now Miss Cultural Queen Africa. So everything about me is about them. Yes.
You also Miss Nyeri? Is it this year?
Miss Independent Nyeri.
Miss Independent Nyeri.
Yes, my reign ended in June this year. Yes.
I'm curious, when you say Miss Independent Nyeri, does that show how independent you are at the end of the day as a lady?
Well, to some extent, yes. Yes.
All right. What kind of lessons because at the end of the day when you have the whole tiara on you, it doesn't really stop there. Even as you get into the whole, even as models, you actually, at the end of the day, help communities. What kind of lessons have you learned as a Miss Independent Nyeri, as all that?
The greatest lesson is that you need people. You cannot do it alone. And as an ambassador, you have to make sure that you instill the right skills, you instill the right kind of attitudes to people, because people need to know that they can seek help, they can be heard. So in matters of mental health, in matters of community initiatives, the older people are looking at us. The younger people are looking at us, so we are the people to send the foundation of everything in the community.
Basically, when you say we, it's as models.
Yes, as a model, as a lady, as a sister to someone, that is what I mean.
Real quick before I get to Bennett, what does it take to be a model? I've always wanted to try this in my future life later. What does it really take to be a model, by the way?
Well, it takes a lot. You don't wake up with a crown.
Should you have the whole, ensure that your dressing and everything is on point. The kind of smile that you put there is also on point. Your walking is on. What does it really take to be a good model?
Character and aesthetics.
Character and aesthetics.
Yes.
Well put. Bernard, let's talk about the whole CBOs, the community-based organizations, and your impact down to the grassroots level. So far, when did you start to believe you do help families there? Tell us about that.
Okay, I think for now it's 3 years.
3 years?
Yeah, 3 years since nianzishe the foundation. Na so far I can say like tuko na ile kitu tunaweza sema kwamba tumefanya.
Any partnerships with the organizations, leaders?
Yeah, tuko na partnership ambao tunawaka nao very closely kwa kisha tunafanikisha hizi vitu tunafanya, kwa sababu tunafanya community project. Kitu cha kwanza we train models ambao mmoja wao ndio huyu hapa. Ni ambao watu wana represent Kenya saizi in Nigeria kwa culture in Africa. We have Miss Independent Kenya, we have Miss Jamhuri Kenya ambaye kwa sasa hivi is among the nominees ambao wanaenda ku represent Kenya kwa Miss World Kenya. So you can see our organization have done a lot pia, and also we have nurtured artists tumewapa platform ku record songs. So generally we can say that tumefanya vitu kwa community pia kwa zile familia ambazo zijiwezi tumeget kwa feed in partnership with other organizations.
Really quick, what's the biggest challenge you face? Because you know, at the end of the day, you always have this big heart, you really want to help people out here. But what's the biggest challenge you face when you actually, you know, trying to assemble some other organizations, the leaders together, but down deep there, what do you hear from these families, the kind of challenges you face?
Okay, the first thing, ile challenge ya kwanza yenye tunaface kusema kama sasa tunataka kufanya project, si kila mtu anaamini kile kitu anafanya. Unless aone. Ndio uione unahitaji maybe kama fans. Let's talk about like right now we are hosting Mr. and Ms. Jamhuri Kenya Awards. We need finances kwa kisha kwamba shughuli inafanikisha. Hosting over 400 nominees across the country is not a joke. Umeelewa? So unapata kwamba we need supporters or we need sponsors to come on board and well wishers at least, so that we can make this thing a success and also give platform to many artists ambao wana grow kwenye industry sasa hivi, kwa sababu in Kenya wasanii wanakuwa sana, wana grow kwenye industry but platform ndio hakuna.
Actually, I was getting to that. Even as we close, Agnes, there's a lot of untapped talent out here. But does it boil down to the individual to actually go out there and tell people, yo, I actually have this talent, but or who's supposed to, you know, tap this talent? But then again, there's a young girl out there watching you. That's your camera. You'll actually talk to that young girl there. She's watching you, and she's looking at that tiara and everything, and she's saying, I want to, I want to also wear that one day. What will be your clarion call? What will be your advice to her, or even him? By the way, I think men also have. Is it called a tiara for the men? Or it's just a crown?
It's a crown.
Okay.
So my biggest, innovation is that you have to know yourself first. You have to know what you want, because at the end of the day, if you want something, you will push for it no matter what. So that's my advice. And when you get there, make sure that you break all the boundaries. You have to push yourself. You don't, a crown is not got by one day. You have to train, you have to do exercises, you have to go for classes. Like, that's a must, because at the end of the day, people always see what I'm wearing, but not what has gone through the process. So you have to accept the process.
All right.
Thank you.
Closing remarks in like a second before I get to social media handles. You can start with the ladies first again before you conclude.
Okay. On Instagram at Nyokabi_Agnes. On Facebook is Nyokabi Agnes. LinkedIn is Nyokabi Agnes Werimo. Right. Yes.
Final words, sir, and social media handles.
Okay, what I can say is hatuwezi tukafanya sisi peke yetu. We need well wishers, government and other stakeholders to come on board kuhakikisha kwamba tunafanikisha kunecha talents. Na hizi talents pia naamini kwamba zinaweza zikachangia sana kwenye economy ya Kenya kugrow. So the last word inaweza kwambia wasanii tujitambue kwanza na tujijue from there, and that's why we can call upon the people to support us. Kama hatujielewi itakuwa ngumu sana. So social media unaweza tupata Jamhuri Kenya Awards, Facebook, Instagram at Jamhuri Kenya Awards, and my social media you can find me at Babum Takeover the King.
Right. Thank you very much, Bernard Simonto and Agnes Nyokabi for coming through. And definitely, as he said, talanta ni kujitambua, and make sure you actually, push yourself forward each and every single day. On behalf